Hi, welcome to Finivize. If only our education system could teach us creative ways to make a living, save, and build wealth, no one would continue working harder and harder to make ends meet. Are you aware that the amounts you make or earn each month is not as necessary as how much you can keep? Have you ever paused to think about your life and relationship with money? Are you the type that often cannot fathom how you spend all your income within a few days, with barely enough to last the entire month? Are you close to retirement with $0 saved in your retirement account? You know you make money, but cannot explain where it goes. Living such an unpleasant life where you're trapped in a vicious cycle of making ends meet with no hope for the future does not have to be your fate. You can get out of this rat race. Mike Tyson declared bankruptcy in 2003 with $30 million in debt, despite earning over $300 million in his career. Do you know that in 2017, over 78% of Americans were reported to be living paycheck to paycheck? Yet, 1 out of every 10 of these folks earns more than $100,000 each month and manages to spend it all before the next paycheck arrives. You must have heard the saying that you should quit your 9-to-5 to escape a money trap. That is a statement popularized by people who want to sell a course to you or want you to buy something from them. That is not the money trap you should run away from. Some professionals love what they do and do not feel trapped in their jobs, even if they have to work for 24 hours. They earn their pay and learn how to keep their money. After earning, how do you keep it? That is the most important thing. So it is not about how much you make, but how much you keep. The school system is not designed to teach you any of these things. Your long years of studies and degrees aren't automatic tickets to success either. You need to learn how to manage your finances to succeed in life. Everyone desires to be financially stable and have enough to save, invest, retire, and enjoy long-lasting wealth. Well, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Wishes are not enough to take you to that financial destination you desire. You need to do the work. Get the required knowledge and apply it rightly. What are the real money traps? Money trap is any way money places you in a vulnerable position, where you are compelled to do anything just to get more. Talking of escaping the rat race, you must know that it is how you badly manage your finances that keeps you trapped in that rat race. The rat race is any exhausting activity or routine, especially a pressurized urban working life that gives you little time or no time left to enjoy your life. Undoubtedly, escaping the rat race starts with getting good with money and not under any obligation to keep doing things that are boring and annoying just to have some money to survive and pay the bills. Unfortunately, many people are academically intelligent, but financially illiterate. This illiteracy is what governs everything they do with their finances. That urge to spend as soon as you've got any extra cash. The desire to buy everything your colleagues got. That urge to go on a shopping spree. That itch to have a night out with your friends and show them that you have made it. Those are the money traps we are talking about here. How do you escape money traps? After identifying the money traps, the next thing is for you to put measures in place to escape them. These are some steps you should take to get your financial life in shape. 1. Understand your relationship with money. Your relationship with money should not only be about earning and spending it. You need to know how to manage, keep, and multiply it. It has nothing to do with how much you earn each month, but how much of it did you save or invest. A person's net worth is a yardstick for determining their relationship with money. If you earn so much, but do not have enough to show for it, then such a person has a faulty relationship with money. 2. Keep account of your expenses. How often do you track your expenses? Your consumption is an important part of your finances, including fixed and variable. It can be on necessities or luxuries. Keep a record of everything on a spreadsheet, or use any app designed for that. Do this for a couple of months, and you will realize how good or bad you are with money. If you spend more than you earn each month, and also on wants rather than necessities, then there is a big problem. 3. Have a lifestyle that leaves you with enough money to save and invest. Americans have the highest credit card debt in history. This is money they spend on things that they do not actually need. You cannot successfully escape the rat race when you keep living from paycheck to paycheck. When you have to borrow against your next paycheck before the end of the month, there is a problem. Since you have identified the problem, the next step is to get the solution. How do you solve this? Cut off unnecessary spending. Keeping up with the Joneses is a phrase that summarizes the great problem of consumption when people try to emulate or outdo their neighbors. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Living below your means is crucial to avoid living a lifestyle you cannot afford. The next time you want to buy something, pause and ask yourself, why am I buying this? What do I need it for? You will realize that you do not need it, but only want to have it because you see others having it. They will say, don't spend money you don't have on things you don't need to impress people you don't like. Don't forget that the goal is not to look rich, but to be rich. 4. Use a budget to control your behavior as a consumer. Having a budget is the most effective way to control your financial life and eventually get out of the rat race. Without a budget, you might understand your relationship with money and know what you are doing wrong, but you will not be able to solve it. Your budget is what gives you control over your spending. Your budget prioritizes your saving and investments and keeps your spending in check. You can use the 50-30-20 rule to build your budget. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and investments. You should be able to draw the line between what you need and the things that you only want. 5. Have an emergency fund. About 57% of Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency expense. You may avoid everything in life, but cannot avoid an emergency. This is why you should plan for it. You need to have an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund is a common practice in personal finance. This fund is a specific amount of savings you easily access in case of an emergency without going into debt. Your emergency fund should have about 3 to 6 months worth of your living expenses saved up in a savings account. 6. Determine to pay off all debts and don't incur more debts. You may have debts also eating deep into your monthly income. Once you have eliminated the lifestyle that brought the debt, you can clear them off. Clearing off your debt might not be easy, but it is possible. You can use various methods like paying more than the minimum, paying more than once a month, debt avalanche, debt snowball, etc. The most important is to get out of debt as fast as possible. 7. Save and invest to grow your wealth. Saving and investing should be an integral part of your financial life. You put yourself in a more stable position when you save and invest. You can automate your savings and investments so that you will not default on them. You must have heard of the term, pay yourself first. That is a very important philosophy of money. Before you pay your service providers, grocery shop, and every other bill, pay yourself. You pay yourself when you save and invest. Sometimes, saving, investing, and a frugal lifestyle is not enough to reach that mark of financial stability and security. This is where the need to increase your income comes to the fore. You can always find a way to increase the value you put out there so as to increase your revenue. The goal is not only to break free from the trap by taking control of your consumption. You need to also increase production so that you do not eventually fall back into the rat race. How can you grow your wealth? 1. Find a problem. Great innovators and inventors got to that position because they were able to identify a problem. They know that before people can part with their money, you must offer them value that they perceive as worth the amount you charge. Finding a problem does not mean that you should do complicated things like inventing a plane or a spaceship. You just have to look at the day-to-day lives of people and the problems they face. You can look at your own life, and whatever problem you see is what most people face. 2. Create a solution. After identifying the problem, the next thing is to create a solution. Your solution should actually be tailored to meet the need you've identified. People will be motivated to pay you when they can see that you meet their needs. 3. Sell or monetize your solution. After creating your solution, you sell it. Package or present it in the best way you can. Look at the best way it will be acceptable and accessible to your audience, then sell it to them. That is how you create wealth. That is how great entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos, George Soros, Warren Buffett, etc. do it. Escaping the rat race is not quitting a 9-to-5 job, but keeping your financial life afloat and free from all worries. Enjoy the video? Now watch this one.